We are in just on the outside of Hollywood. And
East side of Hollywood, sorry.
And we are here at the Wilderness Studios, over 12 studios. We have the privilege, thank you so much, of being invited to come on out and check out what Core 10 is doing with them. And so we're just here hanging out to see what went down today.
Yeah.
What up?
It's a thin line. It's a thin line between love and hate.
Yes, it is.
Right?
No, it was an awesome day today. It's one of my first days in a long time. Well, then that would be a second date. But today was an awesome day to work with Ulrich. You know, it was just me and him interacting with the new Core 10 music, which was really neat because the boys had heard the music previously, like a week or two ago, and they're like, "Yeah, man, when you put the keyboards on there, it's gonna really just make it great," you know. And I think we accomplished that, and with Ulrich's guidance and lack of conversation. It's like, dude, is that good? He's like, what do you think? What do you think? But then when he did express himself, so he was like, you know what, you maybe could do that better. Just try it.
This time with more feeling.
Yeah, you know, and it was like really neat. And then after a couple takes, I was like, oh, because of the way he records, he records this very special, unique way of getting all of the performances and then sitting with it himself in a controlled environment with nobody talking and, you know, all this other stuff where he's really intently into all of the performances, right? So if I perform a line, I might do it 10 times. And then he literally goes in there and has the mind to be able to decipher all of those 10 things and make one great part out of it.
Out of all of those then. So
Out of
that's
all
what
of
you're
those.
doing.
The idea is that as a writer and performer and a musician, that you learn the song and you play it and you're excited about it in the beginning, but you as you're playing it, you're learning the part more, and you get to that point where I call it the peak performance, and you won't really know when that is. That could be the first 2 takes, or it could be take 10 or 11, depending on how well you already know the part, if you're relearning the part, if you're rewriting the part as you're playing it, as we're working on the song. So we want to get to the point where we keep improving the takes to the point where we have the best ones, and then kind of fall off a cliff with boredom afterwards. So, that's the idea. That way you have the best takes wherever they may lie.
That's an interesting way to record, because I'm such a performance kind of guy. I see myself as a performance artist.
Well, yeah, it was kind of that way.
You know.
That one was really solid. Now do better than that.
Yeah.
Let's try and get a better one then.
Well, the idea is recorded. Now you have playlists, and you can do 1,000 takes, and it doesn't really affect you in other than you have to listen to all of them.
Yeah.
So, but you don't have to make that decision of like, well, are you sure you can do better because we're going to erase over this?
Yeah, and then you don't get that option to get it back, exactly.
Right.
Do you guys do a lot of rewrite when you're in the middle of doing that?
Ideally, you have everything in place when you start recording, but truth of the matter is, a lot of writing does happen as you're recording, because you're digging into the song and you have new ideas. You get inspired by working with somebody else in the room.
Yeah.
And it's not done until it's gone platinum, really. Even if it's released, you can do another song or do another version of it or whatever.
I thought the fat lady has to sing.
Well, she's always
La la
welcome
la
to.
la la.
No, but
and with
Is
that,
there any rewriting of lyrics? when
Sure.
you change?
Yeah, I was saying it's phrasing.
Mm.
Some of the phrasing is, the way it ends and trails off.
Yeah.
Whether it's too abrupt or whether it's smooth. You want to have
And
it's whatever's best for the song. There's never an ego involved, and but you try and stick with the subject matter always. Well, you have to, because you're telling a story. I've been working with these two guys for a minute, and yeah, that's exactly what it's about. Attack, approach, feeling.
Yeah.
Now, what about when you don't, like, say you don't have the whole band today? Today, the whole band is not here. You are missing Duncan, your vocalist, and you're missing Chris, your bass player.
Oh.
And
So, and I'm sorry, who else?
David.
Oh, and David. Oh, yeah, David Silver. That's right. I expect him to walk in, because I thought it was only.
You never know. He's
Yeah, well, because I was told only the other two wouldn't be here. So,
a ghost-like entity.
He was on his
it's
way.
like you didn't see me.
Yeah.
But what, like, for that, I mean, does it make it harder to sit here and have to work with everything because you don't have everybody here to lay everything down together? You only have, like, a portion. Like, I know you did vocals not that long ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then today was your day to put in your
a lot
keyboards
of,
and
a lot
everything.
of music is recorded with overdubbing nowadays. It's always nice to keep tracks from the basic tracking session, but the detail that goes into the recording and some of the stuff is complicated and tedious. It gets boring for people to have 5 people play a perfect take every time while you're working out parts with one of the instruments. So the overdubbing approach, it really is the common way to do things. So it actually is very often the case that there's only one of the fellas is here. It's nice to have everybody around in case questions arise. Like, well, you're playing there. So I never knew you were playing.
No, but that was a great when Joe came in today. It was like there was a couple things I was missing because I was caught up in the combustion with him. I wasn't even thinking about how I would play it when I'm with the guys. You know what I mean? But then the guys came in and Joe's like, "Hey, remember that part that you normally play? Let's put that back in there." And I was just like,
Because then it makes a different dynamic at that moment.
It does.
So.
It does, and it's a part of the writing. We wrote it that way, but I tend to get caught up in the moment myself.
But you
as
know
a
what? That's good though, because then at
performance
least you're into
Well,
it.
I'm
Your
a
heart's
performance
into
artist.
it. So.
I'm a performance artist.
Here we
and
go
I-
again.
Everybody look at me.
But you know what I mean.
Your name
Other
is King
people
for a
are
reason,
around.
right?
Well, but like even with you guys, I do love to perform in the studio with people around. I really love.
Well, I mean, I think that was a big part of what we put into this single too. Is when we did our basic tracks. I mean, we were at Hybrid Studios and we were all there together and we were all looking at each other and that you get that vibe from it, and then you come in with Ulrich later as he picks it apart and brings the best out of each one of you.
Literally.
Right. Right?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
cut it
that-
all
that
together,
goes,
but
yeah.
then when they got with Ulrich brings so much out of the band
Yeah.
that therefore it's going to be another extremely unique performance.
And David's
You
kid
know.
is no small task.
Yeah, well,
It's a big hit.
But yeah, we're kind of a big drum band. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah, well,
Well,
no, but I mean, I caught the show at Slide Bar.
Yeah.
So we originally went down and we did catch the show at Slide Bar, and you guys were amazing, and we did get footage of that.
Awesome.
And we will bring that out later on, since this is going to be like a little mini documentary. We got a whole little
or
cool
rockumentary.
theme. Rockumentary.
Hey.
Rock-core-mentary right here. So,
Ooh, nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Good save.
Nice.
So yeah, so we got all that, but it was amazing because even though it was a small venue, it was
Copyright.
packed.
Right. You're
There it
fired.
goes.
It's mine.
Just hire me for your
Jason,
PR
get on
and
that.
everything you do.
Get on that copyright.
But yeah, no, I thought it was great. You guys had this awesome feedback, and everybody
No,
was
it was.
just excited to
It was
be
a
there.
wild night, right?
Yeah, it was great.
It was
and
cool.
at the end, everybody didn't want to leave. Everybody stayed
Yeah.
because they just wanted to talk to you guys.
Yeah, the encore
Yeah,
stuff
you
was
get-
great.
Well, we didn't want to leave.
Leave
either. We were kind of on a two night gig.
Yeah, it
we
was
played
serious.
a show the night before, and then we came
Ah,
to
the
the
cave,
Slide Bar,
right?
Yeah.
and it was like, man, and then everybody's like, man, it's gonna be so nice to tour again, Because it's fun when you get out there and you can play night after night after night, different towns.
And that's when you just.
And we were really starting to feel it that night. I think
Coagulate.
that's why the show came. I think
Oh
that's why
no,
we
like
had a
I
lot
said,
of
nobody wanted to
energy.
leave. They all just wanted to
Yeah,
stay and hang
no, I
out and
know.
talk. I mean, we did. I got your guys' the only 2 posters that you guys had. I got them both
Yeah.
from me and one of my best
And they
friends
wanted
today
us-
who loves
They
you guys
wanted,
as well.
they
you
wanted
know.
an encore, but
Yeah.
we only know 3 songs.
Well, you could have encored the 3 songs. That would have been good.
Play it again.
No, but next week we got about another 4 songs we got on the back burner that we're working on.
So
We're
nice
in
that
the
your
writing
stuff's
process
coming
right
out
now,
great,
and
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's what it's evolving.
What's your goal
what it's
for your
evolving into.
like to come like when you want to release an EP? What is do you have a goal like by summer?
We're releasing
by,
a single. Yeah?
But
Is that
we're,
correct?
but we're
Ulrich,
doing,
can
we're
you
doing a
expound
video.
on that, or?
Well, right now I think the plan is to release a single, make some noise, and just keep building a little bit of momentum, like, with every coming.
When you do your singles, how long do you put on a deadline, or do you just go until you feel it's comfortable?
Well, deadlines are always fun to kick you in the pants to get things done.
They're kicking the
We
pants.
know that.
But it's got
I
to
have
be
no
right.
idea what you're talking about.
It's good to have goals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And
got to be right. When I get involved, I can't release anything that's not fucking ultra cool. You know?
Exactly why you're not.
It
hearing
doesn't
the
come out of
music
the
right
wild
now.
until it's
Right.
out.
Yeah, and that's why we're not playing the music.
Well, can you
I mean,
guys
we
give
want
us an
to.
example? A little bit of an example
goes
of
like
what
this.
went down today?
You can play that
You hear
Instagram
it?
thing.
I can.
All right.
I tell you, I have some.
Yeah, the
pictures on
Instagram
screen.
thing. We just posted a little piece on Instagram.
Oh.
You
But
know.
we were
Yeah,
driving,
so,
so I
uh,
couldn't check the phone.
We did do
Okay.
a little.
Well, there's. It's just a slippery slope.
Yeah, it's just
It's a slippery slope. You don't want to let too much out.
we'll make sure when this is done, we'll make sure you guys get a taste of something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks
well,
for feeding us. Yay!
Right. we're gonna be behind you anyways, going knock knock knock.
Yeah,
knock,
when you
knock,
guys
let
leave,
us
it's
in,
like,
let us in.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
No, but it's
bad.
You know, because it's it's special. It's like music is really the car that gets you where you're going. You know.
Well, yeah, and that's like us. We're here because music also draws us to it. Just, I mean,
True
on
that.
the other aspect of it.
Yeah.
But it still draws us to it, And
that.
a lot of us have all of that involved in our life anyways in one place or another.
Right,
Like she uses it for all of her books to inspire her fight scenes or whatever's going on in her vampire books or realm books
Yeah.
or whatever,
Music is a marker of a time in your life.
Exactly. Exactly,
Oh,
and
wow.
so, and
There you
that's a
go.
big
I didn't
deal
know
for
that.
a lot of people, and it makes, it just
And
makes,
knowing's half the battle.
right?
It
When
got-
you guys write though, do you
This got
have
me
like a
through the-
storyline in mind, or is it just when you sit down and it just
Well, it's
hashes
kind of
it
a
out?
feeling thing. What you're feeling, well, singing wise, for me,
Yeah.
and the vocal content, it's what I feel off of what's being played. Because there's like he was playing Ronnie the other night was playing major and minors, and major is more happy-ish,
Mhm.
whereas a minor is tragic. And
Oh,
it
okay.
gives you that feeling, and you go from like.
Theory.
When you go into like a minor chord, it really leads you in a way vocally, and whereas a major. But if you can go between those emotions, you're taking someone on a roller coaster ride, and you stick to the storyline. That's something that I think is the best thing about music is that process for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
love
no,
that.
that's good. It's something good to know because again, it's the way you think. Everybody does it a little bit differently.
Where you walk away and you go, yes, that's what happened.
That little happy dance at the end, and you know you did it. You know you hit it,
It was
right.
tragically happy.
Right?
Well,
I
yeah,
made her
that's
cry. Yes, it's awesome. She's crying. But
Just-
but you want that too because you want those.
We want that.
Songs
It's
that
like-
hit
it's
you
like,
and make you feel that.
it's like
Sasha probably has a lot
It's
to
like
talk
this-
about in that area.
Disturbingly
Right? No,
beautiful.
her
you know?
vampires are mean. They're not romantic.
Oh, they're
Oh no, her
not
vampires are
romantic
mean.
at all.
No, they're
Like
very.
they
Like,
seduce
oh, I
you.
love your head. Here, give it to me. So yeah, she's.
There's no seduction first and then the kill.
There are seduction, yeah. There's a primary character, but this isn't about me now, is it?
But it could be.
That's the tap out.
Oh, okay. Let me come on in and talk about my books.
That's right.
But it's
Because
not the
Core
safe-
10's making my
no, the-
first
The
single.
safe, the
Right?
safe tap.
The safe word.
The safe
Yes,
word.
we did discuss that earlier. There was
Hey,
a
what's
tap
that
out. You
movie
did say there
where
was
they
a
have
tap
the
out.
safe? It's like safe word, safe word.
she did dedicate one of her books to Core 10.
Yes, she did.
Her
Oh.
latest one that she's just gonna get ready to get released, which is good.
Oh, that's
So thanks.
sweet.
You're welcome.
So much,
That's
really.
awfully.
Yeah.
In case you
We've
didn't know.
inspired her.
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Well,
So see, we feed off each other. We just help
Yeah.
each
well
other
we're,
out.
we're a little self
Is that vampire?
We're
Exactly,
That's vampire
exactly, so to speak.
Well, we're
Fill you up.
we're a little bit cause oriented and self help oriented.
There you
Let's
go.
build people up, don't break them down.
So the cause of this single is Sean.
It's basically for the homeless veterans.
Oh, nice.
You know,
Very
There's a statistic that 1 out of every 4 homeless person men have served.
Yes,
How's that? 1 out of
that's
4.
that's horrible.
You know,
That's
that
very
is
bad.
horrible. And it's not just for that; it's for anyone that's trying to do right by their own family. But we had the dropout of 2007. So many people lost everything, my father included, and just trying to take care of your family. And a lot of doing what is it? Doing wrong things for the right reasons.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so a lot of people end up having to do that.
Sasha likes it.
So.
And nobody really sees it either. But I mean,
Oh, they
instead
see it, but they don't want to see it.
We all need good soldiers.
you could
Yeah.
see it driving out here in LA. I mean, and every corner, it's like you're in, you're in the Ritz in one area. You go 2 blocks
I
over, and you're in
know.
Tent City.
Exactly.
Well,
Orange County, they have.
Yeah, Santa Ana River jetty,
Mhm.
going up Slater. It's tent row, on the
Yeah,
on the jetty.
yeah.
right?
And they're fighting right now,
And a lot
trying
of them
to
are
be able to
ex-veterans.
leave them
Yeah,
there, but you
it's a
can't
lot
leave
of
them in that
them
area.
saying
Actually following. Yeah, that yeah. too, I know. I've been.
But
know.
the bad part about it is, you get all the people with the signs on the corners. You don't know which ones are actually coming correct
Yeah.
and trying to better their lives. I actually pulled up to an off ramp next to a police officer, and I handed the guy some change, and this cop looked at me and goes, "Dude, they make more money than I do."
Dang,
He
a
goes,
cop
he goes,
said
yeah,
that?
the cop said
That's
that to me,
sad.
and goes, "I pulled over a couple of those guys, and I pulled out a wad out of their pocket,
Wow.
Oh, wow.
and I actually experienced that once. I watched the guy leave the center island and get into almost a brand new Mercedes.
Wow.
Incredible.
So
Wow.
it's kind
And that's
of
horrible
like,
because they take from the people who really do
You know what,
need
though?
that
It's kinda
extra
like-
help to get on their feet.
well, it's kind of like it's not about them. It's just
Yeah.
about you as a person,
Mhm.
and whether you want to. It makes you feel better as a person, whatever. At least you're trying to do something.
Yeah.
Because you don't know.
Exactly. You don't know if
You're
you're
just trying
helping
to do
somebody
something to
really,
help.
you really are,
It's
so
basically you're just trying to help.
but
right?
maybe
And
makes
that's
you
what
a
our
decent human
song's
being.
about.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Honestly, it's just people trying to take care of their families and not in any way they can, but in the best way they can.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
Well, I commend that, and that's fantastic because we do need to have a little bit more light shed on that. I do come from a family of vets, so some of my uncles have already
Mine,
passed
me
away,
too.
passed away with the Purple Heart. And
Yeah, my
stuff,
father
and
just
so-
passed away from mesothelioma.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about
Yeah.
that.
Is that
So
Agent
and-
Orange or something?
But he got it from being an engineer in the Navy. And I will say this, the VA stepped up and kept him alive for 2 more years.
oh, that's good.
So I'm really eternally grateful for that.
So it's nice that you're doing something at least to give back, because at least in your
The
manner,
attention
in your
to the
way,
song, the
it
song
brings
is
attention to
definitely-
that, so people
exactly.
can. Not everybody's gonna be like, oh, it's I
Yeah,
don't
it's
want to
a
hear about
war
that.
song again,
But then
yeah.
you're gonna get some of those people that go, God, you know what? That means a lot to me because my uncle or my dad or my
Yeah.
brother or my sister or whoever.
yeah.
Somebody served somewhere. One of my best friends right now, son is serving in the Navy right now, and stuff like that. We have vets in our family, friends, just in our friends alone. So it's nice to at least have somebody bring some more light to that. And I think
I want to
that's
fly in a
fantastic.
helicopter in one of the Army helicopters.
Well, I did the Open Arms Festival once.
Oh, really?
Down
Cool.
in San Diego for the USS Mercy, which is our disaster relief ship.
Nice.
And it's that hospital out there in San Diego is for all the amputees.
Is that connected to the Bob Hope?
I don't know. I can't.
Cannot
speak
confirm
of
or
it.
deny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the heaviest thing I ever did. Having them all come out there and sit out there and you're singing for them.
Isn't that
Yeah,
fun?
listening. Yeah,
it's
listening
heavy, and
to.
then talking to them about their stories and their recovery and everything. It's
But see, and then it means a lot to them too, just to know that there's
And they're
somebody
so
out
young,
there
and they're
putting
so young.
some, more out there, more
Yeah.
information for them, so just so they can get that support that they need,
Absolutely.
And so hats off to you guys for
Okay,
that.
so
That's
that- yeah,
fantastic,
that's what the song-
That's the premise of the
Right.
song, basically.
And now, what is the name of this song that you're talking about right now?
Unforgotten.
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 And that was the one you're also working on today, correct?
So
Yeah.
that's really good. What about the other ones now? Are the other songs also kind of based like on storylines like that? Like sending a message like that?
They're
One of them
different.
is.
They're different storylines, and I mean every song's gonna tell a different story, and it's like even when if I start writing a riff, there's some kind of emotion behind it, and it's
We have a breakup song for Joe. It's one of
I
our
had to go there.
Well, we did.
Are we
Do
gonna
we or not?
cry?
Don't we? We
Yeah,
do,
we
and
do.
it's.
Yeah.
So,
So hey, ladies, he's
it's
single.
so it's so on point. When he
Joe,
started
on
playing
subject
it.
press dating?
Yeah.
No, but
swipe right, yeah.
When you approached
find 'em on
Ulrich, was it with all your songs or
You
just
can
the
find him on Plenty
specific
of
single?
Musicians.
What's that?
Was the songs presented to him to choose, or did you specifically give this one to him?
When the band came together, when this lineup came together,
Right.
we had a few songs that came together very, very quickly, and Ulrich took it upon himself to want those songs.
We
And,
love
and he
you.
came
Yeah.
down and sat in on a
Come
couple
to
rehearsals,
rehearsals,
and he's like, "This is the one. This is what I want to do, and if you guys want to be a part of it,
We have a 6-minute song, and Ulrich basically goes, "It's too long."
That's what he said.
That's why he came in to
It's
listen
like,
to your
oh,
music.
that's
Go,
like
look,
another one.
I know you need some help.
Well, no,
It's
that-
too long for this first song to come out. Like for
Yeah.
this first
I
thing to come
Well,
out.
I
It's a
agree
fine
that
song.
a really
Maybe
long
little
song
bit-
shouldn't come out first.
Well, that was
Tuck here and
that was a
there.
Yeah,
close.
yeah,
Well,
no, but it
6
is a good
minutes.
song.
You know.
Yeah, it's a
And
good
by the
song.
way, we're playing it much better.
Oh, good.
And we shortened it. We've cut
We
down.
shortened it a
Well,
bit.
wouldn't it be better, like a song like that more towards the end of the CD than the beginning? Because don't you want in the beginning, you want that catch, you want that quick little, ooh, I gotta hear this, I wanna hear more.
I don't know. Yes, in some ways, but CDs are almost kind of not really a thing anymore.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm sorry.
It was recorded in 2017, ladies and
Because you
gentlemen.
still buy them. Good for
Right, I like to have the old school in hand. When I went to
No,
your
I get
concert,
it.
I bought the CD. I want that
there a
in my
CD?
hand, so I have that souvenir.
I
You know,
get
but I
it,
meant
but we're
sorry.
talking about online sales where
Yeah, I'm not your
playlists
EP,
The
is
men
just a
sorry.
playlist,
usually
and-
initially before you do the production to see how they feel, their
Oh,
passion.
Yeah, I mean,
I got the profiling. Your profile.
Do you vet?
yeah.
I mean, that should be above your door. Record like a champ today. You smack it when you walk in.
No, it's it's important to get everybody to figure out who the band is, what they are, what they do. It's pretty much imperative that you see them play live to figure out what it is they want to do, who they are. Because sometimes even if you get somebody's record and you listen to it, and it could be a very different experience from what the band sounds like live because the previous producer just missed the mark, and you you don't want to fall under that. And so, like, making the band comfortable, figuring out what we're doing, where we're going with it, is one thing. While at the same time still being open to where it still could go because you're finding things out about yourself. It's not just balancing a mix; it's balancing a whole project.
Especially when you're working with a band that has multiple musicians that
And
already
personalities.
come. Exactly, all of you already come established somewhere else. So it's not like you're new to the industry yourself. So you already each have your own unique individual way of doing things. So then the more people you get in a band, doesn't it seem a little bit more difficult to come together and collaborate like that, opposed to like a smaller, like somebody
Oh,
just
Only
two
if
or
they
three?
fight a lot.
Yeah.
which we do, you know.
But even so, you know, like
Where's the waffle bat?
Not at all.
or take it out
Down
to
here.
Not at all. It's been effortless actually. It's been awesome.
Yeah,
That's
but,
great.
you
That's
know,
been awesome.
it's if they get along, that's one thing. If they fight, that's another thing. But you really, if the end result is like a cool thing, like, you know, all families fight. You know, this is a family. You know, a band's a family. Like, yeah, you pick them. You know.
Yeah,
like,
you get to
they're-
pick this family
Yeah,
at least.
yeah.
I was thinking the same
But-
thing. You
but
get to
there-
pick this one.
But there's fighting, you know, there's agreeing, there's everything in between. But really, the good music comes from various influences colliding.
Mm-hmm.
If you have four dudes that listen to all the same band, you're gonna come up with something that sounds just like that band.
Same band,
If
yeah,
you just have
exactly.
one guy in there that's different and who's listened to something totally different, then all of a sudden you have like a clash of things, and that'll make it unique. And it's really always those mutant projects that combine things that weren't combined before that really
love
come
that
up with
term.
the most exciting
I
things.
really think
Like you can get a jazz player all of a sudden
really is
walking
like
in
that.
saying, "Hey, I can add this to that," and then it just
Our
ends
band
up
really is
changing
like that.
everything. But it could be something really cool.
Different people.
Yeah.
Just
You
call us
know?
mutants.
Well, that's cool. I
Just
mean,
call us
Yeah,
mutants.
areas,
They're all.
you know.
I'm sorry.
Just call us mutants.
Yeah.
Yes.
calls me-
Yes. Just one look at you and I knew.
You're the core turtles. You didn't know?
Yeah, an asteroid hit, cracked open, we popped out.
There you go.
I'll be Master Splinter. We'll be fine.
Go Weaves.
Yeah,
Who
when you
does
see
an anchor for Batman and Marvel about doing something like that. You know, Corten is a certain kind of metal that only rusts to a certain point. We use it on all the skyscrapers, tanks, and bridges, and it lasts through all weathers. It'll rust to a certain point and stop, and then it stands strong, and that's kind of where it's at. You know, so we were considering calling the name of the album Iridium, because that is you know, a metal that came to this planet from an asteroid.
Uh-huh.
So
Does that mean like
And
you're
that's-
gonna fight like Superman and get it
Jesus.
off and then get up and play?
no, but that's kind of one of the things, because being a comic book nerd, I was like, an asteroid hit, cracked over, we popped out in there, you know.
I
I
love
actually
it.
have a blue
That's-
cape in my trunk of
Yeah,
my car
yeah.
right now.
All right,
I
let's
do.
go, Christine. We're in the perfect place, Hollywood. It's
Just start flying up the Hollywood side of
Yes.
the cape.
it's the Gotham of California, you know.
You'll see the little dilly going across the moon.
And you have 3 producers in the room going, "Yeah, we're gonna film
Thank
this."
There's your video.
I'll make
You guys are touring, and you're going to be playing at the Whiskey Go Go on July 10th. What time are
was
you
the
guys
other
going
show?
on?
What was the other show at the Whiskey? We're headlining?
September 23rd.
No, we're headlining the Whiskey on Saturday.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Okay, so September
Awesome.
23rd as well. So then, you know, everybody can check that out, and we'll make sure to put that up so that people know that. Plan to do like after you get all this out. I mean, you're just gonna take some downtime, or are you gonna want to go out and tour? the whole
Touring.
time and just start touring?
Yeah, no
We're
rest.
touring.
No rest.
No rest for the wicked.
Yeah, no, we're touring. That's our whole thing. Is, you know, that's where we really have our most fun. I would say.
Being out on the road.
Yeah, get out there. I know David, our drummer, just loves to
Wants to
tour.
do like 220 dates a year.
Yeah,
No,
so,
that's literally the number he put.
Wow.
yeah, and you got to tour. That's how you see your people.
I'm not sure if we're available for 220 dates this year for just Core 10, but we can
Well,
try. The fans
what's-
where's the sites? What's the best place to check it out?
Core10theband.com, Core10theband on Facebook. Same thing on Twitter and Instagram.
Nice.
And how can people reach out to you, Mr. Wild?
Just Google my name, find me. Easy.
You want them to
Google
hunt?
it. Google me.
Find
Google
me in
me.
the wilderness.
You can find me at ulrichwild.com. It's easy.
OricWild.com.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you prefer people to approach you through email or phone call?
Email is usually the quickest and easiest way because you know it's hard to pick up the phone when you're rocking out.
Yeah, that's right.
Filters.
Right, the direct messages and the,
Filters.
It's really fun.
But
I
I
really
really
appreciate the fact that you guys let us come down and do all this. I mean, we all appreciate it. We were like all excited to come on down here and just to get all this done. And the fact that we're gonna do like a little mini documentary and kind of put all of it together is a really cool thing because that's gonna be something different and it's gonna be something that fans don't normally get. So,
Well, it's not goodbye.
no, it's not goodbye. It's just a taste of hello. So it's just a little slice of the pie for right now. But I think that's it's really fun, and just being able to come out here, we appreciate it because we know, it's not like this is your home at the same time, and you guys already worked the whole day.
Well, thanks
And
for
then
your
you
interest
stayed
in the
late
process.
just for us to come out. And
Yeah.
do this,
Thanks for the interest in the process.
Oh yeah, we were excited
Capturing.
when you first called and said, if you don't want to do this because the whole band is not going to be here, and maybe do it later on. And we were like, we can still come out. It's okay. We can still come out, and we'll come out later on when the whole band is there. And when you said a mini documentary, I was like, I'll just tell that to Sasha, and everybody's like, let's go. So yeah.
Yeah. This song right here. Nice.
This one right here.
Yeah, you wanted to hear some Cortez.
Here's Cortez. There you go.
Yeah, I got you on camera. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How was that?
It was good.
Good.
I like the roller coaster.
Ooh.
Makes me think.
The holy grail of music memorabilia. Sasha does not take her head off. It's safe.
Hey everybody, it's Sasha from The Subject Press. I just wanted to let you know that Core 10 released the latest video, Unforgotten. And these guys are very talented and they come a long way. This song, you can hear it in the background, really cuts close to home. The realities of life, struggle, especially being homeless. And I said the song is powerful. So go ahead, check out my buddy's video. I placed the link in my comments.